I like so many heroes and side characters from the 2 Be Hero X series that I can even list 100 of them. And I'm not kidding. My reasons for liking characters are all subjective. Come on, admit it. You have some biases too, right? I'll be sharing my tier list to you guys, but in a different approach compared to how other content creators do it because sometimes I change rankings depending on my mood for the day. So, before I change my mind again, let's now begin with the lowest tier. Characters under the F tier group are generally not likable, but there's something about them that stops me from fully hating them. I have no particular ranking, so I'll just show them to you guys by groups. The first group are despicable bad guys in the show, but it's so much fun to see their butts kicked. That's why I call them the fun to bully group. This batch is similar, but they are the ones who pathetically tried to assassinate X. I enjoyed watching X play around with them. Graffiti King had put up an impressive fight though, and I really like Bug's character design. I cannot think of a better term for this group, so I call them as memorable villains. I suppose they are memorable in some way. I remember the shock I had about the twist concerning the Dean. And then I dumped the rest under others. About Lucky Science Manager, well, I don't hate her, but I cannot say that I like her either. Well, watching her suck up to her boss makes me uncomfortable. Characters under the E tier group are those I could have liked more, but there's something missing or disappointing about them that's stopping me from liking them as much as I want to. The first group I considered as lacking in a sense that there's either not much information about them or they had not done something that is memorable or entertaining to me. And I hope none of you will become angry about some characters I have put under this disappointing group. Well, they are my unpopular opinions on some popular characters, like Boa. I love how she worked hard and won against Hero Smile with her own strength, but her insecurity towards Queen was a huge turnoff. As for Xiating, although I love her wholesome relationship with the boys, it was so frustrating how she frequently fails in keeping their bond strong. She instead has been contributing more in breaking it. Ugh. As for Loli's mom, I find her adoration towards her daughter cute, but that's all there is to her. The father, who had been absent most of the time, had done much more than her. Last is this nice fan. I appreciate her support for Linling, but it saddens me that she seemed to have forgotten about the original Nice. I hope I'll be proven wrong in season 2. D-tier characters are mostly minor characters that, regardless of their very minimal screen time, left an impression to me, and I like them for very simple reasons. I confess, I like the characters in this group for simply being attractive. They're my type, even if I don't know much about them. I can't help it, especially the editor-in-chief who looks so hot, and that talk show host who seems like an entertaining sly bastard. And Luo's dad has to be some idol. Next are the remarkable ones who deserve some credit for being righteous or generous or simply being awesome. This guy didn't give up on fighting for the plane crash victims. He might have a bigger role in season 2. I think Sinya's father had been similar, which is why Sinya became an orphan. I also like it that he didn't mind his daughter thinking Ahu is better than him. And this researcher tried his best to prevent DJ Shindig from acquiring their work. Then this vendor had given Cyan a pair of shoes for free. Then this bartender had protected our queen from being unfairly criticized. And Mr. Wong is a photographer who knows his worth and he doesn't care if his client is politically powerful. As for Tanglan, who is Ghostblade's wife, It's so cool of her to seem unfazed despite having a knife on her throat. It's sad that she had to divorce Ghostblade though, but it's really strong of her to change for her daughter's sake. And the characters in this group are flashback characters that we don't have much idea about since they mainly showed up in character videos or the special opening theme. But they seem so interesting. Their connection to X makes them even more intriguing to me. I can imagine them in higher tiers once we get to watch season 2. C-tier characters are somewhat similar to the previous group in the sense that I could also like them for very simple reasons, but they're just more memorable and entertaining. First, we have the fun enemies. I laughed so hard after that stupid dance DJ Shindig did in front of Loli. As for Phobia Clone, he was generally boring until I heard him being quite helpless with Nice bossing him around. Zack is so chill. He seemed to be the nicest among the CEOs, but he was still the type to send assassins. So there's definitely something sinister about him. What I like about Mickey is that he's quite unpredictable. Unpredictable because he could be on the good side or the bad side, depending on what's beneficial for his business. While Rock or Yanmo is a really special case, I'm okay with the twist of him being one of the biggest antagonists despite appearing to be a nice guy on his debut. But I'd like to believe that the milk-tea vendor side of him is a part of the real him. And that side of him is what makes him, qualified to be a part of the other group too, which I call the Simps and the Shippers. So Rock is totally a Yang Teng and Xia Ting shipper, and I believe he likes pairing up Yang Teng with Xiang Chao too. This kid from the orphanage has to be a Luo and Xian shipper for helping them elope. Wolf Girl is Furman Simp. Little Pomelo is Yang Teng Simp. Tasyong is Loli Simp that respects Nono. Ahu is a senior simp, of course, but it's also an ex-simp. Big Johnny cares for Little Johnny a lot, of course, but it's seriously more of an Asheng and Queen simp. As for Vortex, no matter how I look at it, it's an Asheng simp. A freaking tsundere Asheng simp. Professor Luo's misunderstanding that he would support Ghostblade to be with Mono was really hilarious, but I actually liked him more for another reason, which is for being a dad that truly cared for his daughter. He also knows how to respect women in general. And I'd like to believe that it's the same with Queen's father, and that twist of him being the leader of the Fear organization will make season 2 more intriguing. We're now in top 25 territory! I have no particular order in this list, so I'm just enumerating them based on the flow. I would like to talk more about them, but I have to prioritize those in higher tiers. So for this group, I'll share either one of these two. What I liked about them the most, or what moment made me like them a lot. Like the trigger. When Furman retired from being a hero, he became so chill and he had been nice to Linling. I love the concept of Lucky Science character, but for me, the most memorable thing that she did was when she called Luo a shameless hero. Little Johnny was most entertaining when around Ghostblade. The misunderstandings and the awkwardness were so amusing. Ghostblade's moments of trying to be close to his daughter are so wholesome. And of course, his moments with Little Johnny don't fail to entertain me. Sinya actually makes me cringe, but I am very proud of her when she sacrificed herself to save Ahu. I originally liked Loli for her insistence to retain her femininity, even if she's being discriminated for it. But I liked her a whole lot more when she kicked Knight's ass. God Eye is best when he's trying to uncover the truth. First, when he was trying to expose how much of a fraud the original Nice was, and how he had helped Yang Tseng from a legal case. I know that what Shangte has done to Nice is unforgivable, but those manipulations he had done is what makes him so frightening and disturbing. And that's what makes a villain so intriguing for me. Chang Chao is Yang Teng's number one fan, and no one can ever question that. I first liked Xiao Yeting when she showed her true personality, but the thing that she did that was so unforgettable to me was when she was hurrying Rek to kill her. It was so hilarious. Dragon Boy won me when he playfully whistled away to escape from a fight. I liked him even more when he turned out to be smarter than what he appears. Last in B tier is something I highly doubt many of you had expected, because I like Miss J's four henchmen a lot. They're multi-talented personnel who can do fights and protection, and as well as PR and IT work, and they're even nice stylists and training coaches. The most unforgettable moment for me is when one of them was teasing Lin Ling. I know they've become fond of him too. Oh my gosh, we're finally on top 10 territory with the A tier group. This time, there's an actual ranking. I'll try my best not to yap too much. So let's start with number 10. It's rare for me to see bespectacled female characters with femme fatale aura like Miss J. I know it was cruel of her to force Lin Ling to continue their business after Nice's death, but she hadn't been completely heartless towards Lin Ling, as she didn't want a rookie to battle against veterans. I think she had always had some goodness in her, and Lin Ling just managed to bring it out of her. Anyway, she's really so beautiful. I started to like Hero's smile on his battle with Boa. His poses are so funny. He may have been weaker if compared to X, but his intel and intelligence cannot be underestimated. He stayed in the top 10 even after his prime for a reason. I love his being an inspiration to Nice and for being a fun-loving friend to X. But behind his bright smile, he's actually struggling a lot deep inside. The contrasts in him are so interesting. I love Nono for being a beautiful genius with an amusing temper when drunk. But what I loved about her the most is actually her maturity. She's one of those rare teenage characters that don't just listen to their friends' rants about their parents. She actually tried to help her friend understand and appreciate Professor Luo, and vice versa. Nono focused on making the father and daughter get along. Her yearning for her own father breaks my heart though. Oh, if only Ghostblade wasn't so stupid. Well, I initially feared Nono being a useless side character, but she turned out to be more important and so much better than I had thought. Not to mention, she's really so pretty. My first impression of Rek was that he was Nice's angsty rival. So it was a pleasant surprise when I found out that in reality, he's actually a fake rival but a real best friend. He was the only one who was truly saddened about Nice's death. Aww. Anyway, I love it that Rek was the one who enjoys teasing Nice on every opportunity. And oh, he totally won me on that iconic crash wedding scene. It was so hilarious. He was causing so many misunderstandings that Xiao Yeting had a hard time explaining their performance to the audience. It is time for the top 6 favorites in S tier. I love them so much that they could drain my wallet if they have pretty merch. So, at number 6 is Queen is a strong woman, not only physically, but also in mind and soul. She's not easily intimidated, nor is she naive to not notice some bastard trying to manipulate her. Her speeches inspire you to believe in yourself, to take action, and to become a better person. She's not all talk. She practices what she preaches. She worked hard to be a wise and fair person. Her love for mankind is genuine, and she even sacrificed her youth to achieve the goal of reaching the position that will help her bring peace and order to the world. Oh, I love Queen for literally possessing all the traits of an ideal queen. Her fascinations towards anything cute is a nice bonus. The current ESOL has been doing things that make me and everyone else stressed. So I do not want to fully acknowledge that ESOL. But it's a different story if we refer to the person behind the mask, who is Yang Tsung. I love it that despite being a talented actor and an engineering genius, he's such a big loser on everything else. I also like how flawed he is. Despite being a good-natured person in general, jealousy had still made him do terrible things, even towards the people he cares about the most. He wasn't a good guy that became evil. He was already morally gray from the very beginning. I find that so intriguing. But what I love the most about him are his expressions when being teased. He's so funny. Loy is like the embodiment of catastrophe, yet he was the one who brightened up the day of the goddess of fortune. I like his positive energy despite his plight, and he didn't go through self-pity nor blamed others for his misfortune and bad behavior. In other words, he didn't become the angsty nor a cruel type of person despite his dark past and main ability. I also appreciate that he respects women like Queen. It's pretty much guaranteed that this boy not only acknowledges women, but also embraces gender equality. But actually, what I love about him the most is his shamelessness. It's so amusing to see him so proud of the things he's good at, or even on the things he's terrible at. There are so many things to like about Hero X, but what fascinates me the most is his duality. There are literally two versions of him, yet both sides represent his true nature. Hero X may have been an aura farmer in godly level, but he has weaknesses and failures too. Overpowered characters are boring to me if they are too perfect, but aside from being imperfect, they will be more interesting to me if they are humble and modest too. And X is totally like that. Although I absolutely admire X's awesome side, it was actually his loser side that I'm more drawn into. The first time I saw that side of him was when his drink sprayed on him, even after all the cool moves he did in his character video. He's even the type to own and wear cute accessories and not ashamed of it. And he enjoys bullying Ahu. There's no doubt, he's also a shameless bully. Asheng's existence is so rare to me. You see, I seldom see male healers in a fantasy series, and it's more unusual for me to see a healer to be considered as the strongest hero in his time. Aside from being amazing and for being gorgeous in every angle, what I actually loved about him the most is that he's no pushover. He's far from being an idiot too. It was shown in his interaction with Vortex. No matter how much Vortex had tried to intimidate him, threaten him, manipulate him, gaslight him, and put him down, Asheng was completely unfazed. Mind games don't work on him. He could even threaten back and even mock Vortex while he's at it. He could still put up a fight despite his weakened state. Of course, I also like his fun side. It was interesting that, despite his seemingly gentle appearance, it looks like he's pretty well known for being super frightening when angry, that his kids are so freaked out with just the thought of it. Finally, we're now on the last tier, which is God tier. But unlike the other tiers, I have an unhealthy obsession towards the characters under this group. And yes, it's more than one character in number 1, because it's a tie. My absolute favorites are my twinsies, Nice and Linling. It really helps that they look alike. With that, I no longer need to decide who is more handsome. Although their attractiveness is what caught my eye at first, but the actual triggers that made me fall for them had nothing to do with their appearance. With Nice, it was on this scene in his character video when he showed a lonely face, then a sinister smile. It gave me the impression that he acts like a nice guy, but he's actually a scumbag deep inside. And I really find that intriguing. So, it made me so happy when he turned out to be a genuine scumbag. While Linling won me when he confessed that Xiao Yeqing is a goddess to him. He doesn't mind the one-sided love. He'll still love her anyway. OMG, he's too good to be true. I adore Linling for his devotion and charisma, while I'm so fascinated with Nice's immorality and failures. Linling is so likable, while Nice is so despicable. But they're both doomed. Oh, they're equally interesting and entertaining to me. Both of them are unpredictable, yet adorable losers. Well, I may have different reasons for loving these darlings, but I seriously love them equally. Anyway, I love that their personalities are so complex, and I like the parallelisms between the two, which I want to talk about, but it will take a long time to discuss, so I'll save those thoughts in another video, okay? And that's it for my To Be Hero X favorite character tier list. If I missed anyone, then they're probably a character I didn't like even a bit, or I simply forgot, or they're going to appear in Season 2. Of course, I expect your favorites list to be different from mine, and that's totally fine. It would actually be a little creepy if we have the exact same list, you know. But even with our differences, who knows? We might have some similarities. I actually created this video in response to one of the questions asked in the channel's past anniversary video. I hope that this video had helped you appreciate more characters from the series or made you like your favorites more than you did before. So, how about you? What's your ranking of To Be Hero X favorites? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Take care!